Alright, Knights of Apollo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the battlefield. We are playing NTW3, and we've got quite the fight today. Now, I don't know if this is a historical battle or a battle scenario, but we do have the French marching into Russia. So we have, I think, 3 French armies and a Polish army. And on the defending side, I believe we have all Russian forces. So 4 Russian armies. You can see one of their generals right here kind of surveying the battlefield. You got a nice little Russian village here that the French are about to approach. Now, the deployment is deployment for this map is definitely words are hard. Definitely very unique. So we had an army forming here. We've got the second army forming here. The Polish formed here. And then the final French army was way in the back. It looks like this final French force is bringing a lot of cav. So we have Murat over here who's leading this cav presence. I believe this is him right here. So very cool. Now on the Russian side, we had one Russian army kind of set up over right behind the village. There's another one way back here. You can see the generals right out of the gate. There's the other Russian general. And then we had another Russian army that kind of deployed over here as well. So they're all kind of like collapsing. They're all moving forward to this town. And it looks like the kind of the hot spot for this battle is going to take place right in this strategic town. Now we do have some enemy or Russian forces, I should say. This is, of course, the Russians are the enemy of the French through this perspective here, because this is the sent in by one of the French players. But yeah, the Russian Cossacks, it looks like, or some sort of light cav, lancer cav, they are pushing forward and just kind of surveying the battlefield, looking, scouting, and seeing what the French are up to. The French do actually get charged here. Wow, I didn't even see these guys move in. So the Russians going with almost like a suicide mission here, where you have all this cav moving forward. They were able to, I think they broke. Did they, oh, did they, wait, did they kill the general? I don't know, but he's certainly breaking. They went for a general. My goodness, that sly dog him. So yeah, that was a good little move there by the Russians, but they're kind of falling back from the town. I think he kind of got what he wanted, which was, countercharge, look at this. The French are quite upset about this. We have chasseur à cheval, charging in. We have a little bit of a cav fight. The Russians are countercharging, trying to protect their retreating forces, and that eventually breaks the French cav. And I think this is going to quiet down here unless the French commit more cav. He's got the second Hussar, basically a Hussar cav, which is really fast cav. They're not the tankiest of cav, but they can get in and get out. It doesn't look like he's going to go in. He's got a river to cross here. The element of surprise is gone, and the Russian cav have kind of taken control of this part of the town. So we're still kind of waiting on more Russian forces to arrive. Nothing yet. The French have pretty much taken complete control of this Russian village. They've even sent in some forces into the buildings. Now, if you're new to NTW3, the way the battles work is that it's called line of command, or line of command, I believe. LOC. Basically, it means that these buildings here are worth points, and it looks like there's 2 buildings. Okay, I didn't want to go under the world. There's 2 buildings. There's 2-pointer here. There's a 2-pointer here, 2-pointer here, and then a 4-pointer over here. So it's gonna create some tension in this town because Russia already, if we go to Russia, they've already, actually no, the French, are the French taking control of this 4-pointer? Yeah, it looks like it. So it looks like Russia's gonna have to get pretty aggressive. We have kind of the same thing going on here far on the battlefield. Lots of cav lining up. This is kind of the buildup of the battle here as we're waiting for both sides to really organize their troops and begin the fight. look at all this cav, though. This Kazakh cav. They are just waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. It looks like he is moving forward here. Russia is committing across the river. Let's see if he tries to get to the forces. Here we go. Yeah, he's going all in. The French don't want anything to do about it, though. And I think the Russians realize, okay, we shouldn't engage a unit that's falling back. Well, no, they look like they're going to go in for a charge. Maybe he just didn't see this coming, and, well, it's too late. He's got his 30th Dragoons, and now the Russians are coming back. Like, what's going on? There we go. I think they're committing. This is it. This is it. A big cav battle unraveling right before our eyes. It looks like France is going to take it over on this flank, but there is a lot more cav, and they are going to disengage. I guess they don't like what they see. Let's see if they're winning over on the other side. It does not look like it. The French cav are able to hold off that Russian attack very easily, too. Very easily. Poland is sending over a unit for good measure, just to make sure that the balance of power is in their favor, and they are able to push back and defeat a lot of Russian cav trying to make a bold approach on this side. But yeah, it looks like all the French cav is kind of established here, and the reason they're being so aggressive, the reason Russia is, or the Russian Empire here, the players are trying to be so aggressive, is because they want to take this 4-pointer. This is such a key point. This is a key position. The French are obviously going to hold that. Now over on this side, more and more French troops start to march through the Russian village and gain more and more control of it. Their grasp is tighter and tighter on this village. We do have Russian cav still trying to, like, kind of probe the enemy, so to speak, just kind of looking around, seeing what the French have. The French go ahead and set up some line, and they're actually going to be able to get some nice shots off on them. Small units here. I think these are sapers or sappers or whatever. They're doing a great job of just harassing the cav, making it difficult for them to get any kind of intel. But yeah, still nothing yet, other than a few cav engagements, a few infantry engagements. Not really, like, not infantry v infantry, but infantry v cav. So nothing too crazy. We have yet to see the Russian army in terms of infantry. They've set up some artillery over here, so they're definitely preparing for their attack, and they've got to take this town. So this is going to be one bloody fight. All right, there you have it, guys. The Russian infantry, well, at least one unit is finally visible. So we can see some light troops have appeared right at the outskirts of the village, getting ready to begin their attack. Or really, this is a defense for them, as they are in Russia, but they want to take back their village. We have the Russian artillery still not active, but in position. And of course, over here, there's still a bit of cat and mouse play happening on this far side of the battlefield, where we have the Russian light Lancer cav just kind of going forward, falling back, going forward, falling back. I mean, this is a very intense area of the fight because of how important this location is, and France knows how important it is for them to hold on to this position. So you're going to see a lot of probing, a lot of scouting on this side, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a big Russian force appear over here, which would cause a lot of issues for France, because France is very one-dimensional on this side. They only have cav. Now, if the Russians pull up with a lot of infantry that can form square, they've got a lot of anti-cav capabilities, this French army is not going to be able to handle anything that they attack them with. So it's going to be interesting to see what Russia does here. If I was Russia, in this situation, what I would do here is I would kind of surround the town, kind of put a barrier around the town to keep the French infantry, and including the Polish infantry who are now making their way over to the right side of the village. I'd keep them locked in over here, not truly advanced, advance forward, and maybe even have less troops than France does, and then shift most of my troops over to this side to put a lot of pressure on this front. And what is going on here? Lots of shifting of troops. It looks like the French cav is retreating, and here we go. Yes, this is good. This is good. Russia, the Russian Empire is moving forward, and they are going to go ahead and get their infantry in this fight. This is what Russia needs to do here. This is what they're going to do. If they want to win this battle, they've got to bring a lot of forces over here, because there's not a lot of troops holding this point. There's not a lot of troops. I mean, this is all cav, and it almost looks like the cav is giving it up. It's like they're evacuating the area. Now we have Russian cav reappearing. They're gonna arrive on the battlefield, and they're gonna push up and try to take as much land as possible that the French are just kind of giving up. So only one unit of infantry. I was kind of expecting to see more. I wonder if there's more Russians kind of marching through the trees right now, but I don't see anything yet. Now on this side, more Russian infantry do appear around the town. So yeah, that's good news for Russia. Bad news for France. Now here's the thing. Here's the next big question. Are they shooting this? Are they destroying this? This is the church, by the way. Who is shooting? Oh, they're shooting. The French are shooting it. Interesting. Now, to my knowledge, if you destroy one of the capture points, the point automatically goes to the enemy. To my knowledge. Oh my god. Is he about to fire into his own men? Okay, I think he held fire right at that moment. I was like, oh my god, he's got Fusiliers here. This is not good. But I don't know what he's doing exactly. I guess he's just shooting down this beautiful church here. So be it. But yeah, okay, hold on. There's a lot of troop movement here. A lot of troop movement. Russia is advancing. They have a couple units of infantry now supporting their cav. Now, if Russia gains control of this section over here, it's not GG. Russia does, if they want, unless they wanted to end in a draw, but Russia needs to take one of the buildings in this village. They have to if they're going to be able to win this, including, this 4-pointer over on this side. Because as of right now, it looks like Russia is going to gain control of the 4-point position, and France is going to let them have it. Now, I don't know why France is retreating. I don't know why they're falling back. It looks pretty cool. This shot right here, you see the cav, you see all the infantry, you see, the French forces over there. But yeah, in the smoke coming from the building. But I assume what they're gonna try to do is potentially just win the battle so much that the Russians are heavily defeated. Maybe the Russians will shift units over back to this side, and this will open up this 4-pointer. I really don't know. I don't understand what the French are doing here. Okay, so we got a big cav charge here. Russia's not letting France get off so easily. They are full on committing their cav into this fight, as France now has to kind of stand their ground and countercharge, which you see the Hussars going in, but they're going to need some major support here. They can't hold this alone unless I think they're being used as a sacrificial unit, because a lot of French cav nearby not even charging in. There we go. More Russians. Look at that. The Russians really maneuvered a lot of Cossack cav to get around the French forces. And yeah, it looks like, I mean, look at this. The Russians are all around the back side of France, but France is now committing. France is now going in with their cav. I don't really know what Russia's trying to do here. I don't understand why they are trying to, I don't know why they're being so aggressive with such a small force against such a huge force, because it's not going well. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's tough to say. I mean, every time I think the Russians are done, there's just so many more, and the French are going to continue to hold their ground here with their cav. Looks like the Russians want to disengage and no longer be a part of the fight as more and more forces arrive here. And now we have Poland backtracking their troops. They are now advancing towards that Russian flank push, you know, the rear push. We do have this one Russian infantry that we saw earlier in square formation, and this is probably exactly why they brought this unit. It's a great anti-cav unit. They're going to hold square right in the center and just make it more difficult for the French to kind of advance on the Cossacks that have been falling back. More and more Cossacks are going over to the side. It looks like they are going to get the edge over here. Russia is going to get the edge against the French cav. The French cav trying to maneuver through the trees here, but the Cossacks are here. And with this French unit breaking, they can now concentrate all of their cav over to this unit over here, which of course the French, this is their dragoons. Are they going to fight? Are they going to actually sit here and fight, or are they going to fall back? This is such a weird engagement of back and forth, like charge in, no, charge, you know, retreat, no, wait, charge in. You know, it's just really bizarre, these two forces and how they're maneuvering their cav. I think France just needs to disengage all their cav. They need to move up that infantry and bring the fight to them with the infantry. Now Poland has half of their army, probably a little more than half of their army still stationed at the right side of the town. You have the two French forces kind of holding the center and left side of the town, and now we have the Russian armies. They're here in full force now. We've got the artillery, we've got the infantry. They're gonna go ahead and start this this kind of like city reconquest with a lot of artillery fire, and there's a big target over there. You guys see this? Look at this. This is what the artillery sees. Look at that. And they're panicking. They're like, get out of the way. The artillery's here. You know, they're trying to get the heck out of there and use the houses for cover. You can see that the Russians have already destroyed some houses, and they are willing to destroy their own village to take it back. We also have the Russian artillery stationed over here as well. Did the French not have any artillery? I didn't really see too much artillery from them, which is definitely going to be a problem. Now, the Russians can't just sit back and do nothing, because obviously, you know, they're playing against the clock. They got to get going if they want to take this village here. If they want to take it back, like, because of the point system. Like, you guys get what I'm saying. It's gonna all come down to the points, and right now Russia only technically has 4 points, though they don't really, because they haven't captured this yet. But it's like technically in their control because their forces are past it. You get what I'm saying? So they're gonna have to take this village. They can't just sit back and just use artillery all day. They're gotta send in the infantry, and that's where things are gonna get really interesting. We're gonna see how the French are gonna pull this off. Now we've got some light troops opening fire on the French infantry. So this is another difficult situation for the French army because they don't have the range right now. So at this point, they're just kind of taking the shots. They're just taking the hits from the light troops. Doesn't look like the lights are landing a lot of their shots, but it's still an issue. There we go. The men are starting to die. These guys aren't even looking the right way. It's just, that's the problem too, is like it's such a big village here. It's hard to find cover in defensive positions against the French, or not the French, the Russian artillery. And here we go. Finally, the French are firing back. So very nice there. Very good fight so far. What's going on over on this side, though? I think there's a little bit of a... What? Wait. Oh, this... Wait. Are these the same, like, sappers who are over here? Wow. I think these guys were, like, chasing Cav or something. I don't even know what was happening over here. There's another one over on this side. Where are they going? Where are they going? What? Where are you going, Fran? They're like, we're done. Oh, Allied General killed. Oh no! Okay, that's a huge loss for the French forces. I assume they were taken out by artillery fire. That is pretty huge. That's a huge loss. The general not able to lead a ton during this battle. Battle's only just begun. Russians are now maneuvering up more regiments, more infantry regiments to start putting pressure on the French line. And this is such a delicate situation because the Russians could easily lose a ton of infantry here if they get too aggressive and rely too much on their bayonets. They really got to take their time, use the artillery combined with their infantry to try to soften up these defenders and take this town from the French forces, the French Empire. So you can see that the town is currently surrounded. It is currently surrounded. It looks like oh, here we go. Oh, this is huge. Poland and Russia going at it toe to toe. Poland is not relying on the inner streets of the village. They're out here in full force taking on this section of the Russian army, and they are really trying to keep back this Russian force from making it to the inner works of the village. And then we have some artillery moving up as well. So French Cav, I don't know, I don't remember them fighting. I don't know why they're breaking, but they are. And the Russians are moving up more and more infantry to try to overwhelm these Prussian lines who are holding right here. Now did I say Prussian? I mean Polish. The Polish forces also have reinforcements in the back as well. I'm sure they're going to mobilize them as soon as they see that the Russians are also moving up more and more troops. Let's get a bird's eye view. Look at the bird's eye view situation of this fight. Oh my goodness, Russia's going in. Or no, is that France? France is kind of being aggressive here. We'll hold that bird's eye view for a second. France moved in. It looks like some guard here. Grenadiers, and they are bringing the fight to Russia. Look at this. They are bringing the fight to them. They're not going to sit in the city streets. They are coming out in full force against the Russian lines, and Russia is kind of in a panic mode right now where they're trying to maintain their lines, prevent this big bayonet push from breaking their momentum. But look at this. Let's go back to the bird's eye view. Russia's definitely struggling over here. France is going in again. Hold on. They're going in again with a bayonet charge. They're really trying to break this infantry. They're really trying to secure this part of the town. Oh. Some grueling fighting here. Oh, and now we got shots as the Russians lose the stomach to fight over here, and the French are fighting the good fight over on this side as well. The French Grenadiers have been absolute monsters in this battle so far, and have single-handedly kind of opened up a section of the battlefield to where they can use that against the Russians. If they can kind of, poke out of here, if they can kind of maneuver out of here and the Russians know it. Look at how they're falling back over here. They're kind of shifting back a little bit, widening up their angle, widening up their lines, so if the French do kind of push down this way, they can be able to protect their flank and watch out for that. Now over on this side, Russia is attacking on the far side as well. Russia is now falling back as well. So the attack on this city has been not too great so far, as the Russians now getting charged by a huge amount of cav. A very large amount of cav going after the Russian infantry, which are just completely unorganized. And the Russian square formation is trying to maintain this line, but the French cav is obviously currently not attacking a regiment in square formation. And now the Polish, the proud Polish, are charging in to the Russian lines. And, you know, they are like sharks in the water that have just smelt blood. They sense weakness, and Poland's going in for it with the support of the French cav, of course. There we go. They break this Russian unit. Now, if they can keep closing in, they can keep pushing, that's going to give an opportunity for the French cav to do some damage. Now, cav is a very delicate thing in this game because they get tired. Like, you got to watch their, like, fatigue. And if they get too tired, it can be nearly impossible to pull off effective charges. Now we've got, look at this, point-blank firing from the Polish and the Russians. And Poland is just utterly stomping on this Russian force. And we have a mass rout from the Russians on this side. This bodes well for France against these forces, and so far they're doing a great job of maintaining this village. They're doing a great job of pushing back the Russians in such a well organized and oh, they got one of the Russian generals. He is out of the game. All right, there you have it. There you have it. Now, the question is, what does Russia do now? I mean, it seems like they've been severely weakened. It seems like, you know, even when they were fully healthy, taking this village was going to be extremely challenging. But now, after so much loss, after so many casualties, what will the Russians do now? Will they keep pushing forward? Will they keep trying to take it? Or, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if anything, if I'm Poland here, I might even push up and take this 4-pointer over here. Just take control of it. You might as well set up defenses over there, because Russia is Russia's on like full retreat mode. They've got some cav, some Kazakh cav kind of maneuvering around, but honestly, other than that, it's not looking too good for them. They look fairly healthy over on this side, which we do have a bit of a cav charge here going after the French. They do break the French, and of course we also have infantry kind of firing at the French. We have artillery set up over here, just maintaining their position. But there we go. The Russians are now advancing on this side. So if the Russians are going to win this one, they've got to get some victories here. They've got to get some victories, and they've got to try to take some of the village here. They need to regroup. Now, keep in mind, like, a lot of units broke so far in the Russian army, but they can regroup. They can consolidate and push back. I've seen it many times in NTW3. That's the beauty of the game. It's extremely realistic for a video game, that is. And you can have units that break and return and make a pushback, make a comeback. It's difficult, but it's possible. Alright, I think the French are feeling very confident in their ranks. They're actually going to leave the defenses of the village and start to engage the Russian infantry that have kind of set up in the small patch of trees. Over on this side, the Polish continue to push and break the Russian lines that just shattered in amazingly small amount of time. And so the Polish continue to push and scare off those Russians. And then back over here, it looks like Russia is kind of expanding their lines. Now keep in mind, this is the Russian force that was attacking the backside here. They've got some Russian lines that are almost like, feels like a suicide mission here, advancing forward and gonna take on many regiments waiting for them. French and Polish regiments. Absolutely crazy. So we'll see how that plays out. So that's what, I mean, so far, this is what it's looking like the strength of the Russian army is right now. On this, like, on this side over here, on the mini-map, it's like the northern side. They've got some forces over here. They've got a decent force over here. And it's really going to come down to these two Russian forces to take this one. Because France has taken control over on this side. Let's see if Russia can kind of turn this around. They're now sending in some Kazakh cav, but unfortunately a lot of these units form square, so this cav charge is virtually useless. We have Russian infantry now advancing forward from the woodwork, from the tree line, that little patch of trees, and they're going to go ahead and take on the French forces. And opening fire upon them has lifted their morale, so that's going to try to keep them in the game. But I just don't see this ending well for Russia. And we even have the French going in with bayonets. Look at this. Going in with bayonets. The Russians try to form square, it almost looks like, but they break right at the end there. Now the French are gonna shift targets and go for this other Russian unit. Russia is disengaging, just utterly breaking. It just seems impossible how quickly they're breaking. And now, oh, this is very good for Russia. They are setting up a lot of artillery fire. I know this has not played out well for Russia here, but this is a moment to where the Russian team can come back and turn this around. They are going to open fire in a perfect angle on the French forces that are engaging the back Russian attack. And when I say back, I mean like on the it's not really, I guess, yeah, I mean it's behind the French originally. But yeah, the Russians have the defenders right where they want them. This is perfect. And the French, if I was the French, I would be trying to get out of there. This artillery has you right where they want you. I mean, this is more than ideal. This is perfect for them. This is really good. I am glad to see this because everybody wants to watch a close battle, and this can definitely turn the tide of this battle because so far it's been just completely in favor of the French forces. So let's see if they can kind of turn this around. All right, the Russians are disengaging as well. It looks like the French are disengaging as well. I wouldn't even, well, we'll see. There's a little bit of fighting going on between the lines over on this side. I'm sure most of the shots are missing. We've got another general gone. Oh, taken out by Cossacks. What? How did that happen? Russia going in with the sneaky Cossack cav charges. And now he's going, ooh, he's going for the general that it looks like his unit just got hit by artillery. But the general is going to stay close to their infantry. Nope, they're going in. Oh my goodness, if this Russian unit can get another kill on another general, this is no way. He pulled it off. What a crazy change of events there. Now we have a mass force falling back. This is just going to make it even better for the artillery as they're massing in this complete chaos. And this was the Russian minor victory that they needed to get them, keep them in the fight. Because over on this side, look at this. I mean, this is just total chaos over here. Poland still pursuing the Russian forces and pushing them all the way back, making sure they do not return. So I think Russia has been pretty much defeated on this side. Russia over on this side as well. Poland's just everywhere. Poland is everywhere. What are they doing? Poland is now maneuvering their forces over to this front as well. We've got some Russian cav kind of probing the enemy, looking for soft spots, looking for weaknesses. They've been doing a great job of that. I mean, they took out 2 generals with 1 Kazakh cav unit deep within enemy lines, which is absolutely shocking. We have the French now pushing out of the village. You can see, let's zoom out. They're pushing out of the village and maneuvering and getting at the Russian setup over here. We have a Russian general down, but this is a general of an army. He had no army, so it's not too big of a loss for the Russians since the army this general was leading was already wiped out. So It is what it is. But yeah, the Russians are now having to kind of reform here, regroup, and this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. I mean, the tables have completely turned. This is heavily in favor of the French Empire and Polish allies. And the Russians are going to have to come up with something here. Now, this is the moment of truth, I think, for Russia. If Russia can beat the French advancing forces right here, or at the very least, like, push them back, I think there's hope for Russia. Now, if Russia just gets wiped over here, then obviously I think it's GG. Now, Russia, let's not forget, he has reinforcements. He's got reserves over on this side of the battlefield. So he's now shifting them over and consolidating his forces. And they might be able to pull something off here. They might very well pull something off. Let's also remember they've got a lot of cav. Lots of cav maneuvering around on the battlefield. So they might be able to pull off a good, like, rear charge. Just something to get them going. Now we have the artillery trying to get out of there as well. They lumber up. They're desperately trying to get this artillery out. I think eventually this Russian infantry just need to make their stand. Let's see, what else do we have here? More and more French forces advancing. You can see this. I think this is it. Is this really it for Russia? Is this really it for them? Now they've got cav. They've got lots of cav. But in terms of infantry, this can't be it. It might possibly be it. Dude, they're going after... Looks like they were trying to go after some French cav. There's some French infantry over here that's trying to help them, though. So they're going to quickly disengage and try to create some distance so they don't get shot at from that infantry. And now... Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Bob. The Russians do pop some shots, and they're gonna go ahead and fall back. Unfortunately, they lose a decent amount of men getting shot in the back. There they go. They're falling back. The Russians are setting up their artillery. This is it. I think they can't fall back anymore. This is where they're gonna hold their ground. France charges in. France has been doing this all battle long. They've been charging in and just creating complete chaos for the Russian army. Yep, this is it. This is it. This is where either Russia is going to take it here or be pushed back and lose the battle. They got the artillery set up here. They got some infantry. Russia has some infantry in the tree line. Trying to cut off reinforcements for the French. Try to slow them down. The Russians are heavily outnumbered by the French on this side. We also have the Polish across the river here that are opening fire at the Russian forces. And no, Russia is still falling back. Amazing. Amazing. They're going to go to the tree line. I did not expect them to give up their artillery like this. And sure enough, the French are going to go for a bayonet charge on the Russian artillery. And that's going to be a huge loss. A huge loss for the Russian army. Oh no, Russia's going to countercharge. They're trying to save their artillery. And it's actually working. It's working. The French got a little too over their heads here. And they're getting surrounded. But no, the French want to commit. They're now committing some cav into the fight. They do not want to lose this. The infantry is now pushing and getting aggressive. Look at this. Oh, yeah. Bayonet charges once again from the French forces. This could be trouble. This could be trouble with the cav support. They might break through. Nice little square formation, though, by the Russians. The Russians did just break the original French infantry that charged in after that artillery. The French do not want the Russians to maintain control of that artillery, but the Russians are going to anchor down, and they're going to form square, and this is where they're going to put up their fight. Let's look around for other Russian forces. There we go. We've got some Russian line infantry. Whoa! Whoa, where are these coming from? Holy moly. The Russians are still here. Where's their cav? You know they've got cav too. Oh, there they are. There they are. Russia is not done yet. They are not done yet. They're going in for the charge.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
There you have it, guys. Huge charge right there. That's going to help the Russian lines kind of form up. Oh, the Russians kind of fire into their own cav, which is absolutely tragic. I don't know why they did that, but I don't think the cav is completely done. They should come back from routing, but yeah, I'd be pretty demoralized right there if I was them. So this is a losing fight for Poland. This is another big win for Russia over here. I'm not sure what Russia is doing exactly. I mean, it seems like he's got a lot of troops and he's not managing them properly. But yeah, the troops are now just continuously falling back. And they're running out of space. I guess they want to fight in the tree line. And there we go. The Russians are going in for a massive bayonet charge. They're going to try to take out these French grenadiers. Now they charge into the French lines. The French are going to be able to open fire, get some shots off, and get their bayonets ready. Oh, the Russians have some rear cav. They go in for a rear charge, but the French are able to form square. We got more Russians over here, a depleted unit of cav, but they're going to commit. And this is it. This is kind of like the Hail Mary for the Russians. Charging in their infantry, charging in their cav. Lots of units close to breaking or breaking for the Russian side. And it does appear that the French forces are going to hold on to this fight in the tree line. This bloody battle in the trees. And the same thing is happening over here as well. So, whew. What a fight. What a fight from the French forces. They utterly crushed this Russian advance by being hyper aggressive and getting a lot of bayonets bloodied. Now, the Russians are not done yet, though this battle does seem to be severely out of their favor. They've got a lot of infantry advancing the city as we speak. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units still alive and able. The Polish are kind of holding them back with 3 units over here. So Poland's going to probably try to slow these Russians down as much as possible until the rest of the reinforcements can arrive. But you can see there's already Polish reinforcements making their way as we speak. It's a big battlefield. It can be time consuming to try to get these troops back to where they need to be. And you can see that there's a lot of French forces just kind of cleaning up what's left of the Russians over on this side. But man, Russia just got manhandled in this battle so far. Well, guys, the fight with the remaining Russian line units, their infantry, has gone pretty well for Russia. They're constantly pushing back the Polish, but this really, I mean, for Russia to win at this point, they're gonna really need to pull off some crazy plays here. I mean, instantly breaking troops here and there. They do have some units kind of, this is smart from Russia. They've got some units over here in the far city, kind of as like a rear guard for the main Russian line that is still pursuing the Polish, who the Polish are just kind of doing like kiting, just kind of, they're fighting, retreating, because they're kind of outnumbered over here. They're outgunned. So they're just trying to keep the Russians in place as reinforcements arrive. Now we have a big bayonet charge on this side as France is actually breaking to this sudden Russian charge. This is not good for France. This is an important unit they had that was flanking this Russian position. That's going to be a big speed bump for the reinforcements trying to get to the other side. And now the Russians are going to reform, regroup. And now we wait for more and more reinforcements. You can see there's multiple French infantry and Polish infantry trying to swim their way through the streets, advance through the streets, and get to this Russian position. The Polish have fallen back. They're going to continue to fall back. And now the Russians are just kind of regrouping, it appears. Let's see, what are you firing at? Oh, there's a random French unit over here. Oh, these are the Sapers. Oof. So this is a pretty epic last stand by the Russian forces. It's going to be a tough battle for them because of just the circumstances. But maybe if they can get lucky here and use the city streets in their favor, you know, try to turn the village, you know, to their favor. But this is, yeah, there's no way. They're getting charged. They're getting hit by 3 different angles. This unit's done for. There they go. They're breaking. No surprise there. The other Russian unit is leaving. I think this was one of the original. Yeah, this was the other Russian unit. There were 2 over here. One broke. The other one's regrouping with the main force. And oh, we also have some Russian cav coming out of the woodwork, going for the that French random unit out here in the middle of nowhere. They're just gonna go ahead and rest here, which makes sense because you know, they gotta well, no, they're charging. They are charging, and look at more and more Polish forces are making their way up back to the village. And at this point, guys, we're just kind of, we get a little bird's eye view. We're just waiting for the French and Polish to kind of group up and take care of what's left of this Russian force, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of infantry and 1 unit of cav. Just not gonna be enough to win this battle. Oh man, the Russians are really getting themselves in a bad pickle here. The Russian infantry is advancing forward upon the Polish. The Polish have kind of set up an L shape, which is going to give them a great, like, firing angle position. And it appears I don't know what the Russians are doing here exactly, but they are just getting surrounded. Yeah, there they go. They start to break. They're starting to break. So it appears that this fight is over. I cannot believe how this battle was pretty one-sided. The French just came out guns a-blazing. I mean, just by the beginning of the fight, it looked like the French were just going to play very defensive. But as soon as the Russians advanced, the French pushed out of the village, used their bayonets, they overwhelmed the Russians and broke them left and right. Now, the Russians did have a few moments of glory. For example, when they had their artillery set up on this flank and they were opening fire on the French over here in the Polish. They were doing some good damage there, but it wouldn't last long because of the victorious French over in this area pushing down and doing damage on the Russian troops. And you can see there's just small pockets of fighting everywhere as the remaining few forces of the Russians are being pushed back and defeated. So there you have it, guys. Yep, this is it. The Russians have been defeated over here. They've been defeated over there. And it looks like France is going to come out on top here. And we'll go ahead and get to the end results. All right, there you go, guys. I don't know what's going on with the battle results. Okay. Can I type? What is this? This is weird. GG. GG, guys. Good battle. Why can I type in a text chat? Okay. Let's do a rematch, guys. How does that sound? All right. Well, this was a good fight. Unfortunately, I can't show you the player names, but the person who sent this in, PG Commando. So thank you for the battle replay. This was a cool one. It was a one-sided one. A one-sided one? Yeah, it was one-sided, but still nonetheless very fun to watch. Hope you guys enjoyed the battle, and I will see you next time on the battlefield.